And welcome, everyone. It's high noon at Highland, Illinois. We don't have Clint Eastwood or any of the great gunslingers out here, but we got two teams that are going to gunsling it today as we are at the Highland Optimist Scott Credit Union shootout. If you can follow all that, game 3 of the day, it's noon, and it's Quincy High Blue Devil basketball. After the Western Big Six victory last night in Rock Island against Alleman, 86-39. The Devils got a little bit of sleep, and they're down here for a shootout, and everybody's here getting ready. Packed house early in the day. Highland girls play the first game at 9. At 10:30, the Highland boys play. They just lost by 3 to Breeze Central, 34-31, and now we follow up with the first marquee game of the day. Blue Devils come in 15-1, 5-0 in the conference. We'll still mention that. Cardinal Ritter on the other side comes in 3-7, but as we've talked about before, games in Texas, Utah, Delaware, Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee. Last night they played in Deschutes. I did not see a score this morning still. I got a feeling they did win that, so we're going to give them a 4-7 record right now. The Blue Devils average 66.5 points a game. They give up 43.5 roughly. On the other side, the Lions, they only score 58.4, and they give up 65, but they're playing some of the top-notch teams in the country. So throw all that stuff out, because what we've got here is a shootout of two of the best teams, and Coach mentioned before, this may be the best team they played, and that's after beating Chaminade, who was the #1 team in St. Louis. And of course, speaking of #1, right to my right here, Coach Dave Pettit. Fun drive down here, and we're ready to get after it.
Well, yeah, this is one of those shootouts where if you're invited to it, gosh, go there, enjoy it. Whoever they put you up against, you play, you compete, and this is going to be one of those games where you look at and it's a benchmark. You know, how good are these Quincy High Blue Devils, the junior year and senior year of some of them, and how good are they? Can they compete for state? This is going to be a great test today.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, I had a chance to talk to Coach briefly. You know, it seemed like just talked to him last night at Alleman. We did.
Well, it's less than 24 hours. Let's put it like that, and we'll talk to him again before we leave.
You got that right. And, of course, here he is right now. And welcome back to the pregame show. And, of course, joining me right now, sponsored by, of course, Hunis Honda and Hyundai, Coach Andy Douglas of the Blue Devils. Seems like it's been a long time since we last talked.
Yeah, kind of a quick turnaround here.
Hey, but a great performance. The more I talked about it and getting our job done last night, you know, going in knowing we'd have a victory, or pretty sure we'd have a victory, that we did the business and took care of stuff.
That was the most important thing, going in, you know, kind of keeping the game from getting, you know, sloppy, which tends to happen in games like that where you know it's going to be a blowout, but give our guys a lot of credit. You know, the maturity that they played with, they got in, got the job done. Everybody helped in one way, shape, or form, and now we're here at Highland getting ready for this game.
Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun today. Of course, we got Cardinal Ritter. Now, I'm wondering, did Coach Brown and Coach Bonas scout these guys in Utah and Delaware, or did they catch them in the one game maybe in St. Louis?
All over the place with this group. I mean, it's a team that's playing all over the country, and finally get back home for them, even though it's not technically home. It's the closest game they probably played in a long time. So for us, 2.5 hours is long. 3 hours, 15 minutes is long. But regardless, you got to play in games like this, play against great opponents, and I think our guys are ready to go.
And of course, that's what we do know. 3-7 is the record, but they're playing top-notch opponents every night. They did play Deschutes last night. I did not get a score. Max Prep did not have that, but I'm sure their legs are ready to go, just like you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, you get in these situations and atmospheres like the Highland Shootout. You know, a great shootout. Guys are happy to be here, excited to be here, and I know their guys are too. So, you know, when you have fans from all over the place coming in, you know, you want to put on a good show, and I think both teams are wanting to do that.
Well, we'll see you after the big show in the post-game show.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And, of course, that's Andy Douglas, and it was powered by Cunis Honda and Cunis Hyundai. When we come back, it's the Blue Devils and the Lions down here at the Highland Shootout on mechasportsco.com. And we thank Andy there for joining us there briefly as they show up, and with a quick turnaround, as he mentioned, getting back from Rock Island, Alleman, and getting on the road. The nice thing is you're in a trailway bus. You can rest a little bit, get psyched up, and get in the mindset for today's game. And Noon may seem early, but you know, young athletes do this all through their career. They play early games, they play shootouts. Would it be nicer if it was a later game? And I think, you know, even here, they would have liked it to have been a later game. They didn't realize how good the Blue Devils were, but, you know, as Coach said, when you get a request to come play and an offer, you take it no matter what they say.
Yeah, well, you know, I did the exact same thing with, you know, my Marengo Indians. We came down and, you know, played at, God, I think it was a QND shootout that they had, and played, you know, QND after they won the State Farm. That was a good team with Fitch and that group. And then we played the Pittsfield team with Dalton Hoover that just got 4th in the state the year before, and they wanted us to play at 9:30 in the morning after we played the late game that night. I said, can we move it back at least to noon? You know, let the kids, you know, recover a little bit. But once again, the Blue Devils had to drive after they played last night back home, you know, get in bed, you know what I mean, then get up this morning early and drive again. So once again, this will be a very stern, stiff test, you know, for this young Blue Devil team.
Not sure where Cardinal Ritter came before they went to Deschênes. I had that last. They were last in Delaware, I believe, in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, they go all over the place. So, I mean, this team, gosh, the school's only 315. They won the state championship in football this year, I believe, in 5A, and that's back-to-back for them. This team last year won the 5A state championship in Missouri. They moved them up to 6, I guess. I don't know how Missouri works, but, you know, they're playing with the big boys, and they only have 315 in their enrollment. So it shows you what kind of talent they have on this team. And just looking at them warming up, it's like, oh my goodness. This is going to be fun to watch.
Well,
today.
next step for them is the junior college ranks out there.
Well, hopefully the kids are going to school, getting their grades, and you know what I mean? Basically, go. I mean, D1, D2, D3, whatever it may be.
Well, we'll have a chance to watch them tonight. They got some nice height, but really other than the 6'8", 6'9", we're matched up with them quite well in the 6'5", 6'6" range. This team is seasoned up. You know, I like the fact that in these shootouts, they give them a chance to go ahead and dunk in warm-ups. My only problem with that is, for the guys who can't dunk, they should probably not dunk. And if you're close, because it looks kind of, but we had Ralph Wires up there early and Cameron playing around with the rim as well. So, and it's fun. It gives them a chance to do something they don't get to normally do without getting a technical before the ball game. So, yeah, I think tonight too, last night we got our starters out early enough in that game, even though they played 3 quarters. And so I think they should have fresh legs.
I was going to say 2.5 quarters probably, because, you know, you had a lot of, I wouldn't say second team or, you know, but you had it kind of, Coach Douglas was doing a good job getting them in and out, you know, giving them, you know, their proper rest, you know, to get them ready for this game. So, you know, hopefully the travel, short night's sleep might help, though.
And looking down there at the scoreboard there, of course, also with the Highland Optimist Club. They are sponsors of this tournament, along with Scott Credit Union.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Lions will be in their maroon. And actually, it's a gray uniform out there. Yeah, I saw that last night. I thought I told you that this morning. East St. Louis lost to O'Fallon, and we have East St. Louis at Normal West. Well, Cardinal Ritter comes in 4-7 in this one. They'll be wearing a dark gray, trimmed with their maroon and black. They will start number 1, Quentin Parker. He's a 6'4" guard, senior. Number 2, Derek Rivers. He's a 6-foot senior. Nashawn Davis, a 6'4" senior. Clayton Jackson, a 6'1" junior, and James Porter, a 6'5" senior. So 4 seniors out there, 6'4", 6 foot, 6'4", 6'1", and 6'5". I think we match up quite well with that. Of course, our coach, his name is Ryan Jensen.
And once again, this team, you know, 4 of the 5 starters are back. Most of their offensive output is back. They won a state championship last year. You know, so very seasoned, you know, well-balanced team. So, like I say, this is going to be a matchup for Quincy, and we'll see how they come out, because best of Missouri and a team that wants to be the best in Illinois.
And, of course, the Blue Devils in their home white, trimmed in blue. They start Ralph Wires. He wears number 3, a 5'10 senior. Camden Brown wears number 4, a 6'5 senior. Tyler Sprick, a senior as well, wears number 10. He's 6'3". Bradley Longcore III, he wears number 12, 6'4 junior. And in the middle, number 42, Keyshawn Thomas, a 6'6 junior. And it's time to strap them on here, folks. We're down here in the end zone. And as we always are, we cannot go left or right on your dial. The Devils will be working into your living room.
Left
the
or right?
Lions
Well,
away from you.
Do we go north-south or?
If we know which way, you got to get your compass out for that. I do not have my compass. We'll ask Steve Luton, who's cutting down the court now. He'll be right, and Chris Doer's on the other side there. So a salute from Steve. There he goes in your camera. And we're ready to tip this thing off. Devils and the Lions here at the Highland Shootout. Tip goes up. Devils win it. Keyshawn Thomas gets it. Ralph Wires brings it down the left side. Spricks the trailer. Back to Wires. He's pulling up for 3. Good! Devils start off with a 3-pointer from Wires from the left corner.
And it looks like what Cardinal Ritter did was, sag off of Ralph and gave him that open look, and he knocked it down.
Now I'm trying to find my board that actually for my running score there was hidden away. Cardinal Ritter throws the ball away, so the Devils, 26 seconds into this one, get a 3-point lead and get the basketball back.
Well, that's the one thing that the Devils have done this year is they hang their hat on the defensive end, deflections, and then getting out, secondary break.
Devils with the ball down in the short corner on the right side. Wires gets the ball back, starts to bring it down to the corner. Keyshawn trying to post up. Switch over to the left side. Camden Brown misses the 3 just off the right side of the iron. For the rebound, Nashawn Davis. For the Lions. Lions work back to the top of the key. That's Porter. Porter to the left side. Starts to drive on Wires, pulls out with a shot. Good. From the left side. That was Clayton Jackson for the first score for the Lions.
Well, he's been the top scorer, 13-4 last year on the state championship team, so he's going to be a player.
Wires has the ball set in the offense. Sprick out there with him. Man-to-man coming from the Lions. Right side, Thomas drops it down to block. Jackson's having to guard Brown. Brown with a great job in there. Camden going strong, has the height advantage on the inside. 5-2.
Yeah, when you got 6'5" going against 6'1", yeah, you get the ball down low and muscle it up.
Keep going with a mismatch until they make a change. In the set, Parker with the basketball off the right side. Fadeaway 3, no good. Good job screening out. 3 Devils were there. Tyler Sprick comes away with a rebound.
Nice box out by Keyshawn. He had the big hit, kept him out.
BL3 got it to Thomas off the right corner. Good shot. Thomas hits it. Quincy High, 7-2 early. 2 minutes into the ball game. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, and MeccaSportsCo.com. Glad you could be with us. Clayton Jackson behind the back. Wires on him. Flips to the other side. Davis. Inside. Davis gets it to go. It's going to be back and forth all day long. BL3 drops it down to the short corner on the right side. Keyshawn Thomas over to Wires off the left. Sprick goes to help, gets the ball. Back out to Camden Ball. Brown goes around. Little round and round there. Keyshawn gets it to BL3. Got double teamed. Keyshawn with the ball. Down to Sprick. Sprick passed up the shot. Jackson was there on defense.
Nice patience by the Blue Devils on this possession.
Keyshawn trying to back it in. Keyshawn gets out, kicks BL3 in the right corner. 3! BL3 for 3. Give Keyshawn the assist.
Once again, the Blue Devils are doing exactly what they did last night, being very unselfish, making that extra pass for the wide open look.
Jackson uses the screen to the top of the key. That was Porter setting that screen. Porter steps up, sends the ball to the right side. Man-to-man coming from the Devils. Jackson, long 3-pointer off the front of the iron. Keyshawn Thomas with the rebound.
Nice challenge by Ralph.
BL3, long pass. Brown gets it, takes it right back up. Nice job by Brown. The ball was thrown almost going out of bounds.
Right in front of us.
And it
right
was a nice.
front. Oh, yeah.
Got himself reset out in front of the basket.
I was about ready to jump up and grab the ball.
Had a double team there, too, on him coming down for trying to block the shot. Left side, Davis with the ball. Sprick on him. BL3 goes down on the screen up high by Porter. BL3 playing some aggressive defense. Porter, the post player. As so many teams do, they use him at the top of the post to step out and exchange that pass. Good steal. BL3 took the ball away from Davis. Pulls up for 12 foot. No good.
Good shot, though. Very good shot.
Indeed. He only had 1 rebound on Keyshawn, so it wasn't a chance where he could take it to the hole. And here Tyler Sprick gets a steal on the other end. Halfway through the first quarter. Sprick in transition, left corner. No good off the front of the iron. Ball gets bounced around. Sprick hustles after the ball goes off Davis's knee. Devils with another shot at it, up 12-4. 3:50 and counting first quarter action here. Nice facility at Highland, Illinois.
Very nice.
Lots of space up top. The picture online doesn't do it enough justice up in the upper deck. Backdoor cut, BL3. Kicks it back out. Ralph could have went to the corner to Camden. Passes it out to BL3 on the right wing. No good. Weak side rebound, the Lions, Clayton Jackson.
Once again, very unselfish play by the Blue Devils. 2 extra passes there. Wide open look, just didn't hit it, put it down.
Jackson with the ball, 35 feet, goes back to the top of the key. Porter for a 3, no good. Nobody for the Lions hitting the board. Devils had that one easy as it hit the glass. Good job there. Oh, good pass by BL3 to Sprick. Sprick was caught under the basket and behind the basket. Tried to make the same move Camden did. This one didn't quite get up to the rim. Good pass on there.
Yeah,
good look, too.
Yeah, great look by BL3.
Being better off going to the opposite side
Yep.
and taking the layup. That's good from us sitting down here. Top of the key, it is Derek Rivers. Out to Jackson. Jackson shoots a 3, no good. And inside, Porter looks like he was on the back of Thomas. And that'll be our first foul of the game, James Porter for the Lions.
Well, and that came with a great challenge by Camden Brown out on the 3-point shot. And then, once again, great box out by Keyshawn.
Substitutions. Jalen McClendon, number 11 comes in. Also number 23, Mekhi Behringer. Is that Mekhi? I can't remember how that's pronounced. M-E-K-H-I.
Close enough.
It's been so long, so the big M. Devils with the basketball in the lead, 12-4. Between the circles, Thomas does a spin move, looks. He'll get it to Ralph on the left wing. Ralph will bring it back out.
Seems like Carter Ritter's, ratcheting it up the man-to-man defense here. So see how Blue Devils handle the pressure.
Brown, pass out. Corner, good. BL3 for 3.
Good
Give
try.
the assist to Brown.
Once again, paint touches, kick out, wide open looks. Blue Devils knock it down.
The more aggressive they play, the more open our wings should be and our backdoor cuts. Good drive to the basket, all the way to the hole. That was Derek Rivers. And he broke the 8-point run by the Blue Devils. 15-6, inside 2 minutes left, first quarter action. Picking them up right at half court. Patterson in the ball game now. Oscar, number 13 for the Lions. He was out on defense. Short corner on the right, that's BL3. Getting double teamed. Back out to Sprick. Top of the key, Thomas. Devils patient enough to reset. Ralph on the left wing. Gets around Patterson. Actually, they're keeping him that one side of the court. And a bad pass there in traffic. All the way in for the bucket is McClendon. I think on that one we did a little too much dribbling outside and didn't get that movement going.
Well, not enough passing.
Exactly. Good pass inside there. Thomas in for the basket. BL3
Good finish.
for the assist.
Good finish by Keyshawn. He was having a little bit of trouble finishing last night, but that was a great finish.
That was a strong finish and nothing rolled out there. Jackson with the basketball inside a minute, and Ralph Wires with a knee. Ralph will be calling for the first foul against the Devils. Played 7 minutes of the quarter, 1 foul on each team. They're playing pretty tough, but pretty clean.
Well, this is one of those playoff games like we talked about. Playoff games are a little bit more physical. Not the touchy-feely fouls are called in playoff games. This is like a playoff game, regional, sectional, final.
Donovan Meads comes in, number 4, 5'6" for the Lions. He's got the basketball now with 49 seconds and counting in the first quarter.
And the Blue Devils drop into 1-2-2, I believe.
It's almost looking like 2-3 as they flatten it out.
Yeah.
As Clay's at the beginning of it, at the top of it, excuse me. Clayton Jackson off the left wing. He looked at that shot. He likes the shots, but with 30-some seconds left, Lions are looking for one, or at least one good one. Everybody out in the perimeter right now, all 5 guys. Running rotation.
And they're back into a man.
And the runner by Meads goes up, gets a little iron on that, and drops in. Devils will have the last shot. 13 seconds as BL3 brings it across the timeline.
Last shot they choose.
BL3 went hard to the hole, and he got a check there. He had McClendon beat. He had Patterson step up, and McClendon will be calling for the foul, his first, and the Lions second.
So if 2 people foul you, do you get 2 fouls on the play?
I'd like that.
Okay.
And if it's on shooting, you get 4 shots. Put that in that new rule there, Coach.
Okay.
Tyler Sprick triggered it with 8.8 on the baseline. Into Camden Brown. Close. Camden gets the shot up on the glass. Acrobatic shot. He had nowhere else to go with it. Now Camden steals it. Camden goes up, throws it down at the buzzer.
Count,
Oh, my goodness. They do not count it. Camden stole it, took 2 steps in, throw it down, and the official out high called it right away. Now, I'd like to see the picture of that because if he's dunking, that light's not on.
I would like the playoff review here. You know what I mean? So I thought that was good.
You know, Camden got caught on the double team right there, and of course, Sprick, he couldn't have got it out to him. He's looking for the shot, so he just turned acrobatically. He got it on the rim, but it was right there. He took 1 step in, and I would like to see the footage. In fact, we can watch it on our own. Of course, the problem is you cannot see the top clock and the time, so you would not be able to see it. But you should be able to see. Now, I don't know if you can see this at all, the bottom red at all. But first quarter for the Devils, 17-10, 7-point lead. They had as many as 11-point lead, 15-4. But I'd say a pretty successful quarter.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, you're playing, like I say, the defending state champions with 4 starters back and probably 95% of their offensive output back. So playing with this team and, doing what they did in the first quarter, very nice.
They do rotate. They rotate a lot of guys there, too, coach, into the play, too.
Oh, yeah, and it's one of those things to where we're going to have to play one of our better games tonight in order to come out with the W here.
Devils come back with the same starters out there. Oh, no, Dom Clay comes in for Wires, so it's Clay, Sprick, Brown, Longcore, and Thomas.
We're going with our big team.
Other side has Meads, the 5'6" point guard coming out here. Clayton Jackson back on there. Also, we still have Patterson and McClendon on the lineup. I'll grab my last guy there. Driving hard to the hole, shot no good. Weak side, Keyshawn Thomas. Shot was taken by Rivers. Thomas with another strong rebound. Here comes BL3 into the corner. Dom Clay pulls up for 3. Just off the back of the iron. Strong rebound. Keyshawn Thomas, no good. Keyshawn gets another rebound. Goes to the floor. Does not get a call on the floor. Dom Clay up. Good job by the Devils hitting the boards hard.
My goodness, I wanted to jump up there and help.
Keyshawn strong on that one with 2 good shots. Dom Clay with a good look from the wing, and he finishes.
Blue Devils are scrapping hard tonight. Excuse me, this afternoon.
Yeah, you got it. It's noontime, guys. We got a full day in store, but this is the key right here. Lunchtime. Rivers with the basketball at the top. Man-to-man back for the Devils. Here's our guard Meads. Drives to the basket, quick.
Had a little bit of miscommunication out there at the top of the key, between Clay and
Camden Brown
Sprick.
got called on the foul.
They didn't communicate very well, and they didn't switch up really good, so left open the open drive for Cardinal Ritter.
Donovan Meads, 2 free throws. He made the first. That's our first free throws of the day.
Entering for the Lions, 3.
Substitution coming back into the ball game. Nashawn Davis, he wears number 3. Nashawn 6'4".
Second leading scorer on the team last year at about 12 a game.
Second one good too. Jalen Burns, number 34, also comes into the ball game for the Lions. Full court pressure being applied now on the Devils. In the backcourt is BL3 and Dom Clay. In the high post, Tyler Sprick leads it now as Keyshawn steps into the high post. BL3 starts to make a move. There's a hand check. Jalen McClendon, his first of the second quarter.
Once again, Cardinal Ritter, they're going man, full court, trapping, trying to jump it, and, Blue Devils did a good job against the pressure.
BL3 doing that nice job. Of course, he can hesitate so well.
Yep.
He got him on the hip, made that break to the basket, and that quick hand comes out for a hand check.
And that's one thing against one of those trapping, pressure, full court. Be patient, take your time, good ball fakes, make a good pass.
Double high post on that one was Brown and Thomas setting a screen for Sprick. He didn't get the shot off.
The ball underneath.
Back to the top of the key, all the way around the left side. Dom Clay almost lost it. Got it back to Thomas. Got twisted up in the feet. Back to the top of the key. BL3. There's Thomas setting a screen for him. The roll wasn't there. Porter came out to get him. Long pass over. Sprick saves it. Dom Clay goes inside. Brown tried to go an interior pass. Great job there of Keyshawn. The ball was tipped away, almost going out of bounds. Keyshawn reached out, grabbed it, and got back to the basket. He is playing possessed today.
Well, great pass by Camden Brown because he was double teamed and, bodied up. He made the pass to Keyshawn. Great hands, caught it, and finished.
Time to call out Rush. That's the band from Canada, but it's also the score right now, 21-12. Devils with a lead inside 6 minutes. Good defense there as Rivers had to dish it off. Did not have a shot. Meade still at the point.
And he didn't look like he wanted to shoot.
Not at all. Rivers down in that right corner now. Brings it back with a dribble. Sends Davis off to the other side. Davis now on the left wing. Meade comes out, gets it. No, now Davis drives baseline. And a block shot there, but body. Tyler Sprick got the block up on the glass, but made contact with the body. Tyler, his first foul, and for the Devils, the second in the second quarter.
I'd like to see Dom Clay step up and stop that drive right there on the baseline. If he'd have done that and then went back to his guy, might have been a different situation.
Sprick played him pretty good one-on-one there.
Yeah.
Didn't let him get to the basket. Davis to the line. Don't have any free throw stats on the Lions.
I have nightmares about hedge and recover. Hedge and recover. I'm sorry. That was a perfect thing. You hedge out there, slow him down, then you get back to your guy.
Second free throw good as well for Davis. 2 for 2. He's got 4 points, 21-14. Devils with full court pressure on him now. BL3 in the backcourt along with Clay.
Get somebody in the middle.
Cameron Wires is in the middle. He just checked in.
Oh.
Cameron came back to the ball barely. He could have.
Not a good place to catch it.
Double team, got it out. Dom, we almost had an advantage to the basket, but we had Quentin Parker in the way. Devils to set. BL3 to set. He's got Jackson on him. In the high post, Keyshawn stepped back behind the arc. BL3, hesitation a couple times. He'll pull up for it. No good on the shot. Cameron Wires with it. It'll go to Dom Clay in the right corner. Oh, no good for the three. Good look at it. Long rebound came out in the corner. Parker with the rebound for the Lions. In transition. Oh, Camden Brown played some good defense on Rivers. Rivers had to make a spin move and off the glass. Very athletic. Cameron takes it in far, almost travels. Cameron Brown throws it inside. He got tipped, and where? Keyshawn Thomas, and Keyshawn with body contact and off the glass hard with the score.
I think we need to go through Keyshawn today, against this team because, he's same size as the guy, but a lot stronger.
Playing hard, too.
Yeah.
We're halfway through the second quarter. That means 4 minutes left. And Porter had the ball and had the step for a dunk, lost the handle. Devils will get it back with 4:02 left in the first half, up 23-16.
1-2-2 full court.
Indeed. Coming from the Lions. Cameron Wires in there in the backcourt, along with BL3. In the center of it, Dom Clay. Deep in the corners, Camden Brown. Don't pick that ball up. And Keyshawn Thomas. BL3 set out there with Davis on him. Around the left side of Camden Brown. Screen came down where Encore came down to the block. Instead, Camden takes it back out and resets. BL3, hesitation. Tripped over a foot. No call on those. You won't get a trip call on those. And on the other end, missing the dunk on the other end was Davis, but Parker was on the weak side. He got the layup, and he's going to get a chance at an and-one.
Well, once again, I always say you got to be the third person down on the fast break. And kid from, Cardinal Ritter went up for the dunk. Blue Devil tried to block it, went off. Third person down was from Cardinal Ritter. Got the ball, got fouled, went from there. So need to hustle back on the defensive transition in.
And he was on the weak side there on that one. Good defense on the move, though, at least. He was going coast to coast no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Gets it within a 5-point game, 23-18. We'll have a free throw. Parker's free throw is good. So 5 for 5 so far today for the Lions at the charity stripe. Still full court pressure. I expect to see that a lot all day long from them. Again, we can rotate guys too, but they go a little bit deeper with the same guys. Clay all the way around the weak side, Brown to Wires. Wires back to Dom, and Dom was in the corner looking at the shot. Stepping up on him was Behringer. Approached 3 minutes. Dom still out there with Behringer on him. Crossover dribble. Behringer checks him twice. Knew that was going to happen. Behringer's got some size to him, but I think Dom's got the quickness on him.
Yep.
Behringer his first, second for the Lions in the second quarter. Devils have 3, and 3:03 up on the board.
Blue Devils need to be patient on the offensive end once they get over on half court, because it seems like sometimes they get a little sped up with the pressure that Cardinal Ritter's putting in there. Oh, good play.
Good pass there as it comes from Wires, throwing again in. Tandem Brown gets the ball up over on the pass. He touch passes it down to Keyshawn for the easy layup, so give Brown the assist and give Keyshawn the points. He's now got 10 in the ball game inside 3 minutes. Devils playing well. Oh, fell asleep and almost got it out of it. Parker missed the first shot. It came back to him, and he hit the second one.
Didn't know what the Blue Devils were in that time defensively. Didn't know if it was a 1-2-2 or a man. I think half of them were playing zone, half of them were playing man.
And that's why he was wide open under the basket. Boy, almost missed it where we got the ball. Wires, left side, Dom Clay. Dom pulls up, lost the handle on the ball. And they'll call that traveling. It went up. He went up and grabbed it. Now that was, he released that. I'm confused on that one, but I'll go with it. It looked like it. So
to be honest with you, that was a tough shot. You know, 2 dribbles, going to the left, pulling up to the right with the hand in your face, pulled out, run your stuff, you know, go off the screens, make your good cuts, get an easier look than that.
All on the other end, Davis with the basketball into the corner. Good little fake and a little take to the hole. Missed the shot.
Go.
Ralph Wires gets it. Oh, and he outlets at Dom. It would have been Dom against Derek Rivers, and I think it would have been one-on-one on that one. And I think Dom would have tried to dunk it.
Well, you got 6'5" and 6'1", 6'2", so yeah, I like our chances on that one.
Wires got the ball out and fired it down. Third foul coming for the Lions in this quarter. It was on number 12, Clayton Jackson, his first.
Well, we got to finish this quarter off. You know, these last 2 minutes, I mean, it's a 4-point lead now. We got to get it back up to the 7 or 8.
Longcore and Wires back to fourth. In the 1-2-2, you go with a 2-guard front on a 1-odd defense. BL3 shoots for 3. Oh, misses it. Had a good look. Wires tried to come down on Jackson, take the ball away. Jackson brings it down. Long shot from Behringer, no good. Rebound by the Devils. BL3, left corner. Camden Brown pulls up. I want to tell you, I like if it was open. Problem is, though, he was off balance a little bit.
Yep.
And didn't gather the ball yet.
He was on the move instead of, you know, catching and shooting.
Behringer made the basket on the other end, his first. And with 4 straight points, we got a 2-point game, 25-23 with 1:20 left. Of course, you're listening to Blue Devil Basketball on MeccaSportsCo.com. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit. I think I like their music a little bit, maybe. Let's listen to a little bit of tunes. I swear that one official, by the way, before we break away, it's Denny Peters' son, which is Ron Peters' nephew, and we've had him before, so we'll catch him in between. 30-second timeout. A little different than the high school bands that we're used to. 1:20 left, first half. Stick around for halftime. We'll break this one down. We'll talk about there's other games going on at 12:30. The Blue Devil girls are in Granite City for a game at 2 o'clock. At Breeze Central, Notre Dame Lady Raiders will be playing Breeze Mater Dei. And, of course, later today at 5 o'clock at St. Joe Ogden, it's the QND Raiders taking on Tulone Unity, the number 2 team in 2A.
Can I ask you a question? How many free throws have the Blue Devils shot
We've not
tonight?
shot one yet.
Okay.
But when we've gone to the hole, we've scored. So we haven't had a chance for them to foul us. We got a foul inside here as Thomas got plowed. Behringer was in here. Also Rivers. Behringer's second. Fourth foul, 1:05 left. So next foul, Devils will shoot 2. Behringer's going to take a seat. Porter back in the ball game. They rotate some good, same-size guys inside. Dom Clay gets it out to BL3. Into the right corner, Dom Clay. Keyshawn asking for that ball.
Posting up hard.
Gets in the short corner. Goes up hard, off the glass, no good. Had a bad angle for that, but he's had a bad angle for a couple, and he's banked him up nicely. And almost a block shot by Camden Brown.
You got to stop the drive. You got to keep in front of you on those drives.
Patterson got the basket, so we've got a 6-point run now, ties the game at 25. 40 seconds left. Devils have the last shot if they wish. High post Thomas with a screen. BL3. Thomas back out to Dom Clay. Dom's shot comes up short. kind of short-armed that a little bit. It wasn't Dom's normal motion, it seemed like. Got to
Well,
get him in a comfortable confidence
I
thing.
still like the pick and roll action out, by the elbow there. Got a good open look.
And it went into Thomas first before it went back out. So with 14 seconds left, BL3's out at Garden Jackson at the timeline. And tipping it out. Nice hands by Dom Clay. Did not let Quentin Parker get the basketball. 9.1 left. Boy, I still like that in that first quarter. I think Camden's shot was pretty darn close. It was as close as Caitlin Clark's up at Iowa against Michigan State. Down to 5 seconds. Right side. Trying to screen. Got a double team out here. Now a shot from way outside. No good. That was Derek Rivers. And it is halftime, and what you would expect from two quality teams. Our score, the Quincy High Blue Devils 25, Cardinal Ritter Lions 25, and do we say more?
No, I mean, you've got, once again, the defending state champions in 5A Missouri playing against, gosh, I think arguably one of the top 5 teams in the state of Illinois big schools. So, yeah, 25-25, that's about what you expect.
And speaking of the top schools out there, of course, we played Collinsville in championship game of Collinsville tournament. And in that game, it was the 14-0 Devils against the 15-0 K-Hawks. K-Hawks won that ball game, turned around, and Edwardsville beat them the other night, 42-38.
Yeah.
And so it goes to show you just how good that conference is. And then, of course, we looked at, we just saw, and I haven't got the confirmation on this, February 3rd for Normal West shootout. Originally it was set for 11 o'clock. I saw on Max Prep 12:30. We will confirm that to everybody and for ourselves. But when you look at that, they got East St. Louis now. And, of course, East St. Louis fell last night. They did beat Moline in the Pekin tournament, but they fell to
thank you, sir.
They ended up falling to O'Fallon last night, 67-62. So, again, great games. It's only January. Devils, of course, no free throws, and we just got our stats, 3 from 11 from the land of 3. Hit those first couple, which were key. And I almost got in the ball game here as the young Bulldog ladies get to play at halftime of this game. I would say 3rd and 4th graders, if I had to guess. What do you got there in stats, Coach, for the first half?
Well, I mean, you're looking at it, and, gosh, I mean, the thing that points out to me is the Blue Devils have attempted 11 shots from the three-point land, so it looks like they're living on the outside and not doing very well, obviously, going 3 for 11. And they have not shot a free throw yet, which means, gosh, you got to take the ball to the hole.
And looking back, though, early in this one, Keyshawn 5 for 8, so we were down on the block. He went strong. That last one was the first one that he was maybe off a little bit, not in line to get it off the glass. But he's been a horse under there. And aside from the 5 for 8, he's got 4 boards. And the Devils are matching up 13-12 on the boards. More so, only giving 2 offensive boards, and one of those was that point-blank miss by Quentin Parker that he got right back before anybody could get there.
And, the Blue Devils have done well handling the ball, passing the ball, making the extra pass like we talked about. They've got 8 assists, versus 3 turnovers. I mean, against a team like this, you're not going to get a lot of steals. I'm sorry, they handle the ball too well. They're too quick. They're too athletic.
Oh, still 3 steals, though, is pretty nice.
Well,
in a half.
Yeah, I mean, but still, usually the Blue Devils are used to getting 5, 6, 7 steals, deflections, going the other way. You're not going to have that against this team. This is going to be one of those half-court battles to where whoever executes better, in the half-court game, it's going to be – is going to end up winning the game, probably. And the one thing I look at is, the Blue Devils were up pretty good in the first half, and then Cardinal Ritter came back with that 1-2-2, full court, trap, deflections. They were taking the ball away from Quincy and going down for the easy looks.
Well, I think they got slapped in the face a little bit there. It was kind of a quick one as we jumped up 15-4. Still led at the first quarter, 17-10 by 7. It's that last 6 points of the quarter that tied the ball game up as the Devils were leading 25 to 19 before that run. Still, though, we expect out of looking at the half and looking at, really, I think the biggest key, if I had to look at it and talking to the team in the first half, was you mentioned right there in our offense early. The overplays in that, we were getting the ball in, we were getting it to Keyshawn. Camden was hitting the boards. We hit a few threes early.
Yeah,
we missed some later, and they weren't good shots. I mean, when Dom shot the ball from the right corner, he wasn't set like he normally is. Camden definitely wasn't set from the left corner. So you get some of those shots like that, it's like pass it around. And they've been doing a good job of saving that ball, kicking it back out. But I got a feeling once it goes back out, do not pick your dribble up. We had Cameron come in and a couple people pick their dribble up. That's when the double team clamps down. That's when all the lanes, the passing lanes, get shut down. And the only pass you've got is 3 passes away to the other side. And if you try to throw that one, you got too much length to get there. You better be Devils better be coming towards the basketball and really get back to fundamental on the offensive side.
Well, you know, my biggest thing, on the 3-point shots, you got to have the lane touches first. Now, you pass it to Keyshawn, he gets double teamed. You pass it back out, you're not open. Don't be afraid to pass it back in again, and because Keyshawn, he'll look opposite, he'll look same side, wherever the double team's coming from, because I don't think they have an answer for him underneath the basket in the second half.
Coach, when you talk about on the block, that's the simple thing. When you get the ball in there, if you don't have your initial move like we talk about, and that's whether it's facing up, left or right, you go back out to the wing. Now, the wing should be set for a shot. If not, it's a reset and go right back there, because usually the defense drops a little bit inside because the ball just got kicked back out. They did their job. So as soon as it comes right back in and reset, now, boom, you go right to the hole, and I think that's the key.
I used to always talk about the kick out from the big and then repost and get the better position, seal them up, and then make another good pass in there, or make the pass from the corner up to the wing and then repost, and get them on that hip there. Then you catch it, then you go straight to the hole. And a lot of times the repost is more open than the original post.
Yeah, like you talked about, Coach, the triangle. I ran the triangle, and, of course, the Bulls got credit for all that. Not that I ran it before the Bulls, but that is that key when you get a triangle on one side to work in the positioning of patching from the top down to the wing or the corner. And, of course, the weak side's got a 2-man game going on when the ball gets reversed. Pin your man in if you get the ball reversed around.
Well, and that was the thing I used to always try to teach is, if you're on, like, the left side on the block and you swing the ball, you stay right there on the left side of the block. You post them up. Then you come to the ball, and you'll be right at the front of the rim. Then you finish.
Indeed. Well, we broke down the second half and what you should do. Now, if they'll just come out and do it, right?
Well, no, I tell you what, easier said than done against this Cardinal Ritter team that, long, athletic, and the pressure that they put on. I don't think the Blue Devils will see this the rest of the year, to be honest with you, because I don't think Moline's going to pressure like this.
East St. Louis might.
Well, maybe Rocky. But this team going full court, man, or full court, 1-2-2 and trapping. I don't think I've seen better this year.
Well, they're doing a good job, and that's the key, too, and once we get up. And on our side, to stay fundamental on defense. That's where we get our business done.
Yep.
Don't go trying to do too much. Stay in front of your man. Talk. That might be the big thing. A couple times on that transition where we had, are we playing zone or are we playing man? Oops, the guy just scored. I guess it doesn't matter now. So
well, and in games like this, every possession, offensively and or defensively, is very important. So you can't take, plays off, either way you go in this game.
And, of course, when we came in earlier today, Matt Powers was not here, our Quincyan that's down here and very much part of this tournament. He was out coaching his son's team, so when we do catch up with him, we'll have to get an update on how Matt's son did. And I hope that after they did him with this game, they get back out and sweep real quick, because we're losing a lot of little Band-Aids and stuff all down here with the girls' game. Glad you got a little extra action here as the Highland girls are playing in between games. Earlier, it was the Highland boys, and I believe it was the first and second graders the last time. It looked awful young there.
This is what, probably 5th and 6th, I'm thinking?
Oh, no, it's 3rd and 4th probably.
Yeah. Now, one girl's as tall as you are.
Oh,
so
yeah. You got to remember, always as girls grow taller, and if you remember St. Dominic squad when we were in school, we had a whole bunch of girls taller than us. Never got any taller, although Jane seemed like she was always taller than us. But, yeah, at this age, I don't think we're quite up to the development of 5th and 6th, but I could be wrong. I've got a 3rd and 4th grade. Of course, we ran those leagues at the CYO from 1st through 8th grade, so should have a pretty good idea on that. But it is fun watching that, and it's great to get them part of it. Of course, no calls on that one. I'd have made a call and had her shoot too. So we look at the other games today. Of course, we're probably not going to get an update from Granite City until later on, maybe after. We might get a first score there. Devils, they do have a couple guards for Granite City. Coach Dance talked about that on Thursday night. But if the Devils take care of their business, And then they'll go tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and it'll be Columbia Battle. Now, Columbia's only got 1 6-footer, but year in, year out, very athletic team down there, and they've got the 1 o'clock game, so that should be a blast.
I think I saw somewhere where they were ranked, I think top 10 in the state of Missouri.
Well, I'll
so,
find out tonight.
Yeah,
That'll be my research tonight. Always got to do, can't do too much research ahead of time. It gets too much jumbled up in the brain there. As we had Moline playing Quincy High girls on Thursday night. Last night we're covering the Devils and Olivan. And of course today and then tomorrow we'll be there at the Sophie Cunningham. And for those who don't know, Sophie Cunningham played for Mizzou and is a WNBA player and teamed up with Norm Stewart. So we have the Norm Stewart Classic for the boys and the Sophie Cunningham Classic for the girls being played at Columbia College. And they've had a new facility since I was last down there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. That's a 1 o'clock start tomorrow. Coach Pettit's going to sit back and watch that one from the 75-inch TV, he said.
Definitely. Definitely. Got to work Monday morning early.
I'm going to have to put maybe jump in front of the camera on that one for you.
Oh, Lord. Please no.
Scare a few people away. Halftime's over, 25-25. You know what I like about it? This place is packed. Now, again, you have Highland girls play at 9, Highland boys play at 10:30. So that draws your crowd in there right away.
But I'm going to tell you what, you look at the rest of the lineup here, you know, after this, you got Peoria Richwoods against Vashon. Then you got Whitney Young out of, up in Chicago versus Vianney. Then you got Great Crossing out of Kentucky and Chaminade, which we already played Chaminade. You know they're loaded. Then you got Kenwood, Normal Community. And then, last game of the night, Thornton Township versus Metamora.
There we are picking stuff off the floor here.
You've got some unbelievable games down here.
And Denny Peters' grandson, it was his grandson, not his son, that's out here as he came over to knock some stuff over, so I talked to him. And they don't have it, yes, I did know that. It was Charlene Peter, Ron Peters' wife. And so here we are, second half action. Devils will have the basketball. Ralph Wires is not setting it. He's in the right corner. Left corner, Tyler Sprick, BL3, setting the offense. Keyshawn Thomas and Camden Brown rounds out the Devils. We'll pick up the Lions when they come down on the offensive set.
And it looks like Cardinal Ritter's out in the 2-3 to start, 2-3 zone to start.
Ralph Wires right side for three. Ralph got it on the right wing, and he connects. He connected early in the ball game with a three as well.
Once again, I guess the scouting report for Cardinal Ritter says let Ralph shoot, and he's hit a couple so far tonight.
I would say maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, as far as looking at our shooters in that, if you're going to have one guy beat, you're not going to say let BL3 shoot or even Dom if he gets in a roll. With the basket on the right wing, that's Jackson. Jackson shoots the ball, comes up short. Inside, Porter got the rebound. It was just a bad bounce for the Devils. Out with the ball now, Derek Rivers, rounding out that lineup. Quentin Parker back in the ball game, as well as the other starter, Nashawn Davis. 1 minute here in the third quarter played. Back to the top of the key. Porter goes left side. Wires setting up the defense. Oh, we have a mismatch now. Porter on Wires, and a good job by Wires. Maybe just a little bit of an Academy Award there, but I'm going to let him have it because Ralph did a great job of setting up, and Porter made the turn, his second foul, and the first of the second half.
We'll call him Robert De Niro. Wires
that was his
birthday.
That was Duvall's birthday yesterday. That's right. Another guy that always plays with him.
Oh, but once again, you get down there to 6'5", and you got him putting his shoulder down. You sit there and you do what you can because you're 3 feet from the basket, and if you let him go, it's going to be a bucket.
Exactly, and so Ralph has muscle enough to really bust up with him a little bit.
I never used to do that.
Sprick with the ball in the offensive set. Devils by 3 in the third quarter. We've played a minute and a half. Ralph sets it left side with a dribble. Getting picked up on the left side. Davis picked him up, had to go back to the top of the key. BL3, 23, no good. Goes on the weak side. Weak side rebound, almost taken out from behind. That was Parker. Lions drive in. Nice block shot. Ooh. And that was a head shot, too. I hope Jackson's all right. Check that. That was Rivers. We had two Devils there making the block shot. And when he fell, he hit straight on his head.
Well, once again, Keyshawn went straight up and down. Got his hands straight up and down.
Tyler with some help.
The guard, went into him strong and bounced off of him, which that's going to happen.
Well, we know the floor is hard. We know he's all right. He got up okay. Didn't get stunned. Lions with the basketball back to the top of the key. Parker. doing some shifting and switching. BL3 picks him up. No good on the shot. Shot was taken there by Davis. Rebounded by Keyshawn.
Great defense and switching on that man.
BL3 crossover dribble in the right corner. Brown sets it back out to the top. Keyshawn picked his dribble up. He'll go back to the right side. BL3 gets by his man. Back to Keyshawn. Keyshawn will take the outside shot. No good. Couldn't tell from here if he had a three or not, but still was a good look. Inside. Good defense. On that was Rivers. Porter got the rebound. Porter got himself back in front of the basket. Camden Brown from behind. It'll be the first foul for the Devils on the second half. His second foul.
That was on Keyshawn.
Oh, okay.
Well, Keyshawn went up in the air, came down, then they jumped into him. So he kind of, that verticality thing that they call about, he kind of was a little bit over on that.
Well, he had Brown from behind. I thought for sure the way Camden came across and swiped at it that it was his call. But with 5:25, we have a timeout. Devils 28-25, the only score in the third quarter. That three-pointer by Ralph Wires off the right side.
You know, and once again, Blue Devils come out. You know, they have to hang their hat on their defense. And they haven't allowed them to score yet, and we're almost 2.5 minutes plus, into the third quarter.
Substitution-wise, we've only had Cameron and Dom, right, in?
Yep.
Laufin has not made it in yet for a spot. Keyshawn hasn't showed he needed one. He's only got one foul. For the Devils, they got 5 guys with 1 foul, so nobody's in foul trouble. Other side, Porter with 2, Behringer with 2, and McClendon with 2. I wouldn't consider that foul trouble until you hit the third.
Oh, especially when you're in the third quarter. So
right, you're halfway, not quite halfway through. Porter's first free throw is good. Tell you what, they shoot free throws good. They're 6 for 6 right now on the night or the day. We'll be saying that all the time. When you're used to night games and you get to the tournament time, it's readjust time. Everybody on the lane, too. I mean, you've got, except for Ralph. Shot was missed. Oh, over the back on, didn't screen out. And we got a jump ball, luckily. Parker got the rebound, went up straight. We didn't put enough body on him. Second time up, we got a hand on top of the ball. That's a jump. And the alternate possession area will go to the Lions. Well, you knew when everybody was packed in the lane, they're going to go for it.
Well, he pushed Brick into the, underneath the basket, and then it was an easy offensive board.
Right. Because the only place you're going to be under the basket is get the shot that's made to hit you on the head.
Yep.
Approaching 5 minutes. Clearing out as Jackson went to go against Wires. Trying to go baseline. Ooh. Wires tried to do a flop there. Did not go. Jackson gets the basket. Only his second basket of the ball game. Back to tied 28-28 with 5. Left on the clock for the third quarter. BL3 backs out, goes into the high post. Thomas, there was a switch there. Thomas, a backdoor cut, BL3. That backdoor was there, but the problem was help was there too. And it was thrown a little bit outside of his reach. Even if he got the ball, he had defense on the block.
Well, once again, I like the pick and roll a lot better than the pass in and the handoff.
Right.
You know what I mean? The pick and roll, you got to make that big, decide what the heck he's going to do.
Lions with the basketball. Devils still in that man-to-man defense. Wires out on Jackson now. Goes back out high. Good job by BL3 to help on the screen and the roll as Patterson was getting open. Jackson, Wires on him. Good job of stopping everybody going to the hole. Behringer has the ball on the right wing now. Keyshawn on him. Beats him to the baseline. Little fade shot, no good. Weak side rebound, BL3, as Wires did a great job on Jackson on the weak side.
Great defense by,
and a great job there. You had BL3 take it in. Once he brought the Lion to him, he got the ball to Keyshawn, who did a reverse layup from the left to the right side. Devils back with a 2-point lead. Jackson backs in and backs in Wires. Look for that man-to-man action against Wires. He's got the height advantage.
Yeah, 6'1" against, 5'9", 5'. Oh, bad pass.
And the Devils throw the ball away before I even get a chance to look up. 30-30 inside 4 minutes.
Once again, empty possession and not even pressured to make the mistake. So
it's one thing to get a steal or have the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
It's another when you throw the ball away. You just hate those. As we call them, empty. You don't get anything out of them. Jackson trying to get somebody open. He had a roll there. It was Jalen Burns. Burns in the game only for a couple times here and there. Left side Patterson. Check that right side. I got to do the flip-flop since we're looking at it. All the way to the lane, block shot. Oh, Thomas, I thought, made contact on Rivers' shot. If it was on Thomas, I think it was on whoever was with Thomas. Oh, it was on Thomas. 2 on him. 2 on the Devils in the third
now
quarter.
if you're going to make that foul, ball shouldn't get up to the rim.
Well, that's why I say Keyshawn moved by the ball, and I didn't think he was even in play. I thought whoever was standing there next possibly. Free throw was missed. Keyshawn got the rebound as he boxed out Burns. Devils down 2, 32-30. BL3, nice moves. There's the backdoor cut, and Wires wasn't making the cut. It was there. Ralph was sitting in the corner, I think, waiting to shoot the 3. And, of course, the point-blank layup is a higher percentage shot than the 3. We're going to need to get communication on those. Again, unanswered that one. 3:15 and counting left, third quarter action. Devils are down by 2. Jackson has the ball. Devils man-to-man. Jackson goes around the set. Hands that ball off to Davis. Davis back up to the top of the set. Trying to get a lot of switches there, and then if there's an avenue, go to the hole. You might see a cutter once in a while go to the hole like down here, but they're usually not looking for the basketball. Camden Brown playing good defense. Jackson to that ball. Jackson with a good move there off the glass. Camden tried to get there, little late.
He's a good-looking ball player.
He's a scorer. He only had 2 in the first half. He's got 6 in the third quarter, 8 in the ball game now. And the Devils call a full timeout as we've got a run of 6 straight points and now a 4-point lead, 34-30. And, of course, Mecca Sports. As you've been following that, you follow it on the website. As I'm not sure if we have, I got to check our tracker there, but meccasportsco.com, watch it there. Watch it on YouTube as well. When you get to YouTube, make sure you subscribe before you go off. If you stop by Facebook to check us, make sure you hit like and join us here so you can follow the Blue Devils, the Blue Devil girls, the Raiders, and the Lady Raiders. As we mentioned, scores today, only one that we're going to be trying to get. And hopefully we'll try to get a Blue Devil. I should have got one of the coaches or gals to give me a shout over there, especially maybe the Longcor family split up. One went over there and one came here.
That's got to be tough.
I wasn't doing the heads up on that one. Browns had the same situation. And they will be traveling over tonight to Columbia to spend the night. And then get ready for that 1 o'clock game tomorrow. Good timeout. I'm going to mark that down. 2:46 when Coach calls the timeout. See if we can regroup here.
Need to run a good play here, get a good shot, and, knock it down, maybe take it to the hole, because if we still shot a free throw yet.
Oh, no, we got to get back into Keyshawn here and try to get a
goodness.
But they haven't fouled when we've gone to the hole. We've either made the shot or missed the shot.
Well, we haven't.
Dom Clay had it, and there they go inside. They got a double team. Keyshawn, a strong move inside for Keyshawn.
And it could have been and one, too, but you got to keep doing that. You got to keep doing that.
Keyshawn worked on a double team and took the left hand up. 34-32, Devils down 2, 2:20 left, third quarter action. With the basketballs, Davis back to the top. Now he hands it off. Meads back in the game. Donovan Meads, 5'6". Back to the top of the key, Meads. Meads is going to pull up, little left-hander, no good. Ralph Wires with a great rebound. Long pass down to Dom Clay. Dom with a spin move inside to BL3, and we're going to shoot free throws. It looked like Jackson maybe stole the ball from BL3, but now he might have jammed Bradley's finger.
Hopefully it's not pointing sideways.
Or I think some tape was on it, and he pulled the tape off.
Okay.
Jackson, his second foul. Second foul of the third quarter. BL3 had head the line for the Devils, shooting their first free throws with 2:05 left in the third. BL's got 3, or got 1. We've got 33. Substitution, Jackson, Porter, and Patterson all taking a seat for the Lions. Devils right now, Dom Clay is in as a sub. 2 for 2 for BL3. He's got 8. Hit the 2 threes early in the ball game.
And once again, Blue Devils taking the ball to the basket, getting to the free throw line and getting, a challenge bucket underneath.
Meads drives to the basket, tries to do a reverse. He had it there.
Good rebound.
Keyshawn with a great rebound. Outlets the dunk on the other end. Outlets the long court, goes to Camden Brown, throws it down for 2.
And once again, it started with Keyshawn getting the rebound off of 2 and the great outlet pass, and then the easy look at the other end.
And you saw Keyshawn's expression when
Oh,
he
yeah.
turned right at the camera and said, great job. Meads had trouble there. Wires playing some good defense. Moving to the left side's McClendon. He's got 2 fouls. Let's get him a third one there. A lot on the perimeter. Porter now backs into the lane. He's in there 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. I don't usually do that, but it seemed like a little bit. Working down the left side. Down to the baseline. He got stuck. Tries to throw a pass in. Oh, my goodness. Loncourt had the pass, and it slipped away from him. Lions had a point-blank shot. Missed it. Devils had a chance at the rebound. Couldn't get it. But good job on the defensive end. 1:06 left in the third quarter.
Great effort. And that's all you can ask for is the effort. And great job by the Blue Devils.
Baseline shot. No good on the shot. Ralph Wires. He had the foot out, is what Ralph's trying to say. Ralph would commit his second foul.
Ralph Wires, his second. Blue Devils
Third team foul in the third quarter.
2 for Cardinal Ritter, 2. Derek Ritter.
At the line, Derek Rivers will be shooting 2. He missed the free throw last time.
Only 2, because I thought it might have been 3.
I don't think he got out there. We'll find out on this next shot.
Lions, 12.
Well, no, they only gave him 2, so.
Devils on a little bit of run there as they had a 6-point run to take that 2-point lead. 1:04 left, third quarter action. Rivers will have one more. See if he misses a second again. Not this time. 2 for 2 for Rivers. Tie it up, 36-36. Once they put it up on the board. Should be on the board. That did go in, right?
Yep.
Inside 1 minute. We'll double check that. There it is. BL3 in the half-court set. Spins back out to Ralph Wires. We're under a minute. Defense out high. Jackson is keeping the ball to one side. He's splitting the court in the 1-2-2.
Good patience by Keyshawn on that possession.
Bounces in the high post. Keyshawn comes out around the three-point line. He one-dribbled it, though. He can't do that. Here's BL3. A switch was on. Goes down to Keyshawn. All the way out to the left corner. Ralph Wires was set. No good on the 3. Ralph was setting there for that. Here's the outlet. Rivers pulls up, 14-footer. No good. Ralph Wires, a great job. I can't believe Porter argued about that. He was all over Wires' head. Yes, he was above him, but you can't ride your bicep on Ralph's top of his head. Porter.
Good job by Ralph boxing out. Good job by, BL3 challenging that shot over on the wing, for the miss.
Porter, his third foul, so he takes a seat. 23.4. BL3 gets the ball in. He has Jackson on him. Jackson waiting to get to half court to push him which side. For BL3, it doesn't matter. Handles the ball well in both hands.
Yep.
Keyshawn comes all the way out, gives it right back to BL3, down to 10 seconds.
I'd run the pick and roll.
Dom Clay lost the handle on the ball. Finds Ralph Wires, 6 seconds. Baseline.
Strong.
Bounce pass inside. Ball's on the floor. Picks it up, and the Devils are not going to get a shot out. Ball was on the floor, but the good news was we did not give the ball up and give a shot for Cardinal Ritter. Tied at half, 25-25. Tied after 3, 36-36. Comes down to the last 8 minutes of this ball game.
What else would you expect? You know what I mean?
Overtime.
Well, you've got 2 highly touted teams, basically that giving each other, as much as they can handle. So, I thought
the Devils did a good job in the third quarter. Scoring-wise, we only got a couple free throws. Keyshawn went back inside. That was key. Ralph hit the 3. We've looked good there. And, of course, Camden had that real nice two-hand dunk. But that came from good defense, Keyshawn rebound, Keyshawn outlet to Bradley. Bradley quick touch down to Camden, and he beat everybody down there. So that's when the break goes, it's got to go quick, and that time it did.
Well, and if you want to get, set up against either one of these teams, in their half-court defense, good luck, because it's one of those things where you have to, create your easy offense, from the defensive end. So we'll see how the Blue Devils do here in the 4th. They'll start out with the ball. And
we'll also do a fashion statement as we look over. Devils in their coaching staff in their blue pullovers today with their black pants, doing the blue and black look there. And, of course, white shoes to tie in there. Devils have it for the 4th quarter. Bradley, Loncourt, Keyshawn Thomas, Dom Clay goes into BL. He gets his man up, then he gets him off the glass. Off the glass with a shot. He didn't get the guy off the glass. He got his man to stay. He actually thought he offset a little bit there, and then went to the basket.
And I think that's a mismatch that the Devils should take a look at exploiting here in the fourth quarter with the 6'4" Longcore against the 6'1" Jackson. Put him down low and see if they can stop him.
Lions with the basketball. Jackson has it. Also Rivers back in for the fourth quarter. We got Porter came back in with his 3 fouls. Here's a pull-up, and it rolls around the rim. No good. Keyshawn had it. It squeezed away after he got slapped, but BL3 comes away with it.
Well, he got hammered by two Cardinal Ritter guys.
Left side, Clay, no good on the 3. This time instead of short on him, he went long. So he's got his sight just a little bit off. He's a little short and he's a little long on his shots. Keep shooting, though, if you got the shot. Lions with the ball on the perimeter. Porter's going to come down on the block. Davis is down there, too. Now Porter will go up in the high post. Low post on the opposite side is Parker, who steps out to the right side. Left side he goes, Rivers. No action all of a sudden for the, but there's a backdoor cut. There's no action until they lull you to sleep, and Jackson goes backdoor. Clay doesn't see it, and it's an and 1. And that's what you do. You start lulling to sleep. You don't make much movement, and then all of a sudden the ball goes in, and the weak side breaks to the basket, especially Jackson.
I used to run a very similar play, with basically every team I coach. You know, where the weak side block flashes up to the free throw line, weak side out the wing, breaks back, boom, boom, layup.
Dom Clay's going to take a break. Tyler Sprick back in. I would imagine to D that up a little bit. We're not hitting the J from outside, so with Dom not hitting it there, the outside, you still have Tyler hitting the outside shot.
Yep.
And maybe Tyler D up a little bit more here, or just give a break.
And Cardinal Ritter in a 1-2-2 right now.
6.5 minutes left in this one. Devils are down 39-38. Devils have the ball, skips all the way over to the right side. Ralph Wires fakes the pass in the corner, but used up his one dribble. It goes to the short corner. Thomas, good job there, and count it. I like this one, and you know what I like about this? It was a continuation move. He made the call, probably on the floor, but Thomas gets the basket and gets an and 1.
And went straight up. You know, once he caught the ball, he knew what to do. He was going toward the hole, even though he felt the contact. You know, right as the ball got there, guy fell down, went right up to the hole. 3-point play, hopefully.
First foul for each team in the quarter, and the free throw is good. So Keyshawn with a and 1 out here gives the Devils a lead, 41-39, approaching 6 minutes left in the game. Still that lineup with Wires, Sprick, Thomas, Longcore, and Brown for the Devils. Right side Parker with the basketball, back to the top of the key. That's Jackson. Got to keep an eye on him, and he'll handle the ball until he gets in close. Porter, shot, short hook, no good. Porter got it back. Longcore was straight up, and Bradley's going to be called for it. Boy, I tell you what, when Porter made that move, he's got 4 fouls. I'd love to see a charge right there and send him on the bench. Porter 1 for 2 on the line for BL3. That's his first foul of the ball game. Second foul in the fourth quarter for the Devils. 5:54 up on the clock. And Mike Bowen, Jim McGinn, both here tonight behind us. They make the trips just about everywhere. Porter gets the first free throw. Good. Porter will have one more. Devils all stay in the lane. Sprick stays back. Brown and Thomas on the low blocks. Longcore and Wires on the third. Screen out, right, Coach? Body on him for a miss. And it's good. 3 out of 4 right now for Parker. And we're back tied 41. I forgot to keep track of how many ties we had today. We'll do that after the ball game. 41-41. Here comes the full court pressure coming from the Lions. Rivers is going to pick up BL3 in the backcourt. Bradley through the legs a few times, all the way down the left wing. Sprick takes a drive to the basket. He'll go right wing, back to the top of the key. Left wing from 23 feet. Wires, Ralph Wires hits a 3.
Once again, the great extra pass by BL3 got the wide open look.
Left side 3, no good, taken there by Rivers. Devils get the rebound, Camden Brown with it. In transition, Camden fakes, goes up, no good. And we got the charge here. I think Camden got it in the middle of the court. Wasn't sure if he was going to go or not, and there was 2 guys in front of him. He did put it up on the glass, but What are we talking about there?
Stop at the 10-foot line
There you go.
and take that nice little 10-footer, and then you should have your wings coming in on the side, from the wing, to get the offensive rebound or go right back to you and you can finish it.
The only other thing you would have done, that's what I would have done, but the other thing would have been kick it back out and reset as the Devils have been doing. You don't have to push it just because you're in that close.
I'm going to tell you what, you get that easy of a shot, you got to shoot it in this ball game.
I would agree.
Oh, great.
Lazy pass
great.
there. Thomas gets it. Sprick goes all the way coast to coast. Oh! And Sprick goes down. He used his left hand. That ball touched 3/4 of the iron.
And rolled all the way
out.
around. Yeah, I was like, oh, my goodness.
Sprick ahead of the line, though, to shoot two.
Once again, defensive end with the stop, with the deflection, and then getting out for the easier look. That wasn't an easy look, but the easier look.
Nashawn Davis, his first foul. Second team foul as Sprick lays down the first free throw. Devils didn't shoot any in the first half. 2 for 2 in the third quarter. 2 for 2 in the fourth quarter so far.
Well,
so Devils 4 for 4. That's better than 0 free throws. But we're taking it to the hole now.
Well,
and when Keyshawn's taking it to the hole, he scored. That's the key.
Yeah.
Sprick 2 for 2. Tyler using that touch.
Uh-oh.
From the right corner. No good from 3. A quick 3 again by Rivers.
Slow it down, guys.
Devils have the basketball.
Get a good shot. There we go.
Resetting to Camden. He gets smacked there with the ball. Don't hold the ball like that. Camden backdoor cut. BL3. Good job by Camden Brown on the assist. BL3. We've finally connected on that backdoor cut.
Well, and I think they should have been using that throughout the whole game because the way Cardinal Ritter gets out there in the passing lanes, jab step, backdoor cut.
Devils got a nice 7-point run going and a 7-point lead, 48-41, 4:35 left. Foul was called against BL3, his second foul, and the fourth on the Devils, 2 on the other side for the Lions with 4:35 left. Almost lost that ball right in front of Sprick out there. Clayton Jackson with the basketball, BL3 on him. And notice how Sprick and Thomas are ready to hedge right away. Ball goes inside. And I think he did reach down and hit him across the arm. Once that ball goes in the corner,
so what you're saying, he reached down, then he put his hands up after that.
Yes. Well, he had his hands up, then reached down and threw them right back up again. BL3 his third. More importantly, that's the 5th team foul for the Devils in the quarter. So at this point, everything's a 2-shot foul. In fact, everything's a 2-shot foul for both.
No. Okay, we are in Illinois. I'm sorry. Cardinal Ritter from Missouri. If we go to Missouri, it's the same way?
As what?
The 5 fouls and the 2 shots?
That's
or
the
is
high
that
school.
National? Okay.
That is the
I
national
did not know that.
high school.
I didn't know if it's the Illinois rule or.
Well, I'm sure everybody adopted it, but I'm sure there is somebody that didn't. As many times as, the one-class system for years it was in Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky.
And I'm sure there's some states that are doing the 35-second shot clock, and, we just do it,
and shootouts and stuff. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't do a shootout today.
Well, here, yeah. I was going to say, I looked up there and I didn't see it going, so.
2 free throws, 48-43. Devils lead is 5. Long pass down court to Camden.
Not good.
And luckily,
is he okay?
Everybody hits the bench in the scoring table. Who touched it last?
Keyshawn okay?
I thought there were 2 Lions over there along with Keyshawn, but Keyshawn might have got his hand on it. We didn't get anybody coming to help. And then when the ball went down there, we're trying to throw a lot. If you're going to throw that, throw it farther down where Camden can outrun the man.
Number one, I didn't see any screens set. I didn't see any pick and rolls. You got to set a screen when they got that kind of pressure. And you're going to see that kind of pressure the last 4 minutes of the game.
Indeed. Jackson has the ball for the Lions on the right side. And there you go. Good job by Ralph Wires. You got Nishan Davis running without paying attention where he's at. And it was in the paint, too, so it ain't out on the side court. And with that, got the charge on Davis, his second. As we mentioned, that's the 5th foul, but it's an offensive foul. Actually, they put up 3 now.
Well, now let's see if we got something here, like an out-of-bounds play to where we can get the ball in bounds. Because last couple times it hasn't been real pretty.
Yeah, they had 4 up there, and then they just took it back down. Oh, you know what? It was timeouts left. Inbounded to Sprick. Hang on, Tyler. Skipped over here to BL3, and make sure come back to the ball.
Now get out.
BL3 got Rivers on him.
Get the ball in your hand, Leonard, and get out so your guy can't double team.
Keyshawn handling the ball now. We got to get our guard there. There's Ralph. Ralph picks it up. He's got Parker on him. Crossover dribble, brings it to the right side and backs it out. Brown at the top, and I think Coach Douglas would like a full timeout to talk about it. We started a set, but we really weren't sure what we were set in. So with 3:48 left in this one, Devils lead 48-43. It's MeccaSportsCo.com.
And I like the timeout. 3:48 to go, 48-43. You got the ball. You're a little, gosh, I always say discombobulated.
I was going to use the
you know
same
what
word,
I mean?
Coach.
A little discombobulated. You weren't in your right set. Called out. This is a big possession right here. I mean, if you can run a good play, set a back screen, do a pick and roll, set up a good play and get a good look, and, put the ball in the hole, maybe going to the basket, for the old-fashioned three, and then, then you go up 51-43 with maybe 3 minutes to go in the game. Then you can't take a breath yet, but, you feel a little bit better about the situation instead of throwing up a wild shot and forcing some and missing it, and them coming down and dunking at this end and getting fouled. Now you got a 2-point game. So it's one of those things. Great timeout by Coach Douglas. We'll see what he comes out with, after the timeout.
I'm sure he was thinking about it as soon as Keyshawn was at the point, handling the basketball and dribbling it. That's when you realize, hey, our post player, he may match up better than their post player, but get it out of the hands of our post, get it in the guards. Come to your passes, please.
I would do a pick and roll with Bradley Longcore the third, and, put Keyshawn in it, have him roll into the basket, and going from there.
Devils got the ball in. BL3 has the ball working on Patterson. He's going to take a 25-footer. Good!
Oh
BL3 from 25.
That was from 29. That was from the Bulldog over on the right-hand side there.
I'll add that then. Coach says 29. We'll take it. Oh, a nice move there by Jackson, but misses the shot, and the rebound by Keyshawn. Devils with 3:20 have an 8-point lead.
And that was right in your living room right there.
Exactly. High post there to Thomas. Thomas has Porter. No, check Burns is on him now. Left side for 3, no good. BL3 tried to go a little closer. Jackson got the weak side rebound. Somebody stop him. And they did. Good job on the rebound. Burns gets it now. 3 seconds maybe. Burns is still in the lane.
Still in the lane.
I don't call 3 much, but that's a 3-second call. Patterson, and Patterson fires it up there. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm not much for a 3-second call, but when you get the ball and you get rid of it, the referee will give you time to get out of the lane. He stood there, and after the good defense on that one, we had a shot at it, but the ball came back out, and who was there? 2 Lions. But I thought we did a great job of defense there, and for those watching that one, It was in your living room.
Oh, yeah, that was, the effort on the defensive end by the Blue Devils has been nothing but spectacular today.
I agree.
Against this, highly touted Cardinal Ritter team.
2:50 left in the game. 51 Blue Devils, 45 Lions.
Gosh, where would you rather be? Hey, please tell me.
Sleep was underrated.
Nowhere.
I got up early and decided to get on the road way early. By the way, the snow was more in Quincy, but definitely once you got over here near Highland, there's a lot of snow out here. Camden Brown's going to trigger it on the baseline. Sprick comes down, look for a double team. Tyler needs to get it out and does the BL3.
Now go.
Meads is in the game, the 5'6" guard, so he's down there with a low dribble, trying to play defense on BL3. Thomas gets the ball in the high post, actually behind the 3-point line. Kicks it back out, Camden Brown. Baseball passes over to Ralph Wires. I'd like our passes to be a little closer. Wires starts to make a drive, and a bailout there with a foul from behind. Wires was making the move to the hole. There was going to be a tip and a breakout for a dunk.
But, once again, pull the ball out, spread the floor, drive, make the kick-out pass, drive, make the kick-out pass, and your clock's your friend now. You want that thing to keep running.
And who would be mentioned? Donovan Meads, 5'6". He was the one that committed the foul.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to try to steal the ball. Tyler Sprick from the right corner. Good from 3. Sprick came down, got the pass from BL3, and he drills from the corner. 54-45.
And that's one thing the coach. No. Good shot.
Indeed. Right side 3, no good. A rebound came out to Jackson, and he was being squeezed by Thomas. A block shot by Tyler Sprick. Right in the hands of Thomas. In fact, Jackson was squeezed in a sandwich between Thomas and Longcore.
Patience, guys, patience.
He's a good ball player, too.
Oh, yeah.
Inside 2 minutes, Devils lead 54-45.
Patience.
Back to the top. There's the backdoor cut. Longcore goes all the way in, scores. Oh, they calling for a traveling. Sometimes the moves are better than the guy's eyes. Longcore does that move, and you got that Euro-Asian move. He just did a crossover move, grabbed the ball and put it on the floor. That's okay, 1:49 left.
And that's one thing the Blue Devils are going to have to do, because Cardinal Ritter's going to put pressure on the wings trying to steal the ball. Back door is going to be wide open.
Jackson on his drive to the basket had a lane but forgot the basketball. Longcore got it.
Patience.
Oh, don't bounce that in front of Jackson. Right corner. Tyler Sprick thought about it. Now Tyler Sprick drives, goes in. Tyler Sprick with a great drive to the basket. Sprick was 7 in this quarter.
2 big baskets here in the last minute.
Partial block shot, weak side. Camden Brown with a rebound. Slow it down, guys. We don't have to be in a big hurry right now. Clock's our friend. In the right corner, Ralph Wires. He passes it up and throws it almost out of bounds. Sprick saved it, but he saves it to Jackson. And he throws it up for a slam dunk. Quentin Parker, I'll tell you, Sprick did a great job on that one, but I'm thinking on that, when you save it towards the basket or just travel or go out of bounds.
Well, once again, not a good decision by Ralph Wires. Throwing the one-handed pass off the dribble, cross court, and basically almost throwing it out of bounds.
There was somebody in the
with 1:05 to go and you're up by 9, you can't afford to do that against a good team.
There was people in the 6th and 7th row that were starting to duck. It was that high. I mean, Sprick got up. It almost looked like Tyler threw his back out, grabbing it and trying to throw it back into play.
Well, and to be honest with you, you saw 2 of Ralph's teammates, BL3 and Camden Brown, coming up there. Slow down, relax.
Yep.
We don't need any more points. We just need the clock to get down to triple zeros, and we got the W.
And a turnover doesn't kill you. I mean, a turnover that stays down there is a dead ball, as opposed to a dunk down here.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I would almost rather see them get the dunk ball with the 2. Now they got the ball out of bounds. They shoot a 3. Now it's a 2-possession game, with a minute to go. So, I would almost see them get that, come down, and still have a 3-possession game. And we got the ball back in our hands, and then we go and go.
Sounds good, Coach. We've got it with Camden Brown right here. BL3 waiting as well as Ralph Wires. A couple screens are set. Sprick comes down to get it. Almost a steal there. And Wires had to stop. And when he stopped, of course, behind him was McClendon. McClendon had 2 quick fouls in this ball game and sat a lot. That's his first foul since, and his first one of the second half.
Well, and that's the one thing with the new foul situation now. Instead of having a 1-and-1, for the next 2-3 possessions or whatever, we get 2 shots now because that 5th foul or 6th foul.
And this is where the situation comes, where you can't foul somebody thinking it's a 1-and-1 and you might get a miss. So
unless you got a Shaq O'Neal that's shooting 34% from the line, then you hack the living daylights out of them. But with the Blue Devils here, everybody on the floor shooting 2. I feel very comfortable that we're going to make, 4 out of 5.
And you're comfortable,
3
Coach,
out
the
of
fact
4.
that you missed the first, you got a second. So you're a little more relaxed on the line when you get there. Ralph Wire's second one is good. So Ralph goes 2 for 2, along with the 3 in this quarter. Devils have the 11-point lead with 1 minute left. Driving inside. Thomas. And, I think Keyshawn just did a wave, figuring that's all he was doing, and bailed out Rivers. Rivers will shoot 2 for Keyshawn, his 3rd foul. And as Coach said, we're doing 2 both ways out. So this is the other thing you don't like either, though, fouls on the end, because it's dead ball points. If they're going to score, make them take time off the clock.
Yep. And then you can get it in and take your 5 seconds to get it in, get it. And
Rivers was 2 for 3 so far. Make that 3 for 4.
For Cardinal Ritter, 4. Donovan Means, 11. Jalen McClendon.
Substitutions. Porter goes out of the ball game. Parker's in the ball game in the lane. Also, McClendon stays in the ball game. Meads come in at 5'6" for the defense. Patterson's out back at half court. And, of course, shooting the ball is Rivers. He has 1 more free throw. 56.5 left. 58-48. His shot up and good. Good free throw shooting team.
Now once it in, get it in. Quick pass. Keep the ball moving. There you go.
Ball down to Ralph Wires. Ralph's going to go all the way to the hole. He's going to get into Keyshawn Thomas. Keyshawn will be fouled. Keyshawn actually double pumped, but he had a smaller guy on him, the 6-foot Derek Rivers. Rivers, his first foul of the ball game.
Cardinal Ritter foul on 2, Derek
But like you said, Coach, I like the fact that we get on the line. Even though it is dead ball points for us, we've got good free throw shooters too.
Well, and you know, to be honest with you, me talking as a coach, Keyshawn, yeah, like it taking it to the hole, you're getting hammered, but you could have got the ball, bring it back out here, work it around, probably got fouled with 30 seconds left on the clock. So, but, you know, once again, taking it hard to the hole, getting to the basket, you can't fault the Blue Devils, especially after the first half, not shooting any free throws. You know, how many we got now?
Well, 2 for 2 in the third quarter. In this quarter, we are 6 for 6 right now. So we're 8 for 8 on the night. I didn't want to say that before the free throw.
So you got
9 for 9.
Well, you got 9 free throws in the second half. You know, you multiply that out. You know, first half, second half, shooting 18. That's a good number.
Jackson missed the reverse. Another missed reverse, and the ball gives out to BL3. Parker missed the reverse, and then he gets checked. And a foul there. Second one now on Rivers, and BL3 will go down to shoot. Boy, point blank a couple times for the Lions. And they've had those games. We've had those games, too, where balls have rolled out. They've been all over it. But we have played much more aggressive, I think, on the boards tonight than maybe any other night. I know that one game where 16 boards for Keyshawn was a strong one.
I mean, we're finishing around the basket now. You know what I mean? Last night we didn't finish around the basket. And, you know, obviously still won by, 50 against Solomon. But today – we're finished around it. If we didn't finish around the basket like we have today, this will be a different out.
It'd be the other way around.
Different outscore.
How about that? Devils haven't missed a free throw yet today. And, of course, Cardinal Ritter is pretty darn good, too. Jackson, he'll find Rivers in the corner. Rivers going to go straight to the hole trying to get an and one. Misses. Keyshawn gets another rebound. Keyshawn getting double team. BL3 with 23 seconds. 13-point lead. Looks like the Devils will go 16-1. And it's going to be 4 and 8.
Very good team.
This is what Highland asked for, and they got a good one.
This is the best 4 and 8 team I've ever seen.
Well, we know that. I tell you what, that's a
good
squad out here. Devils are going to get together as the buzzer goes off. Cardinal Ritters, they play some good basketball, and Cardinal Ritter's not going to worry about this one because they're going to have a whole season. They're still going to get a 6A title at the end of the year they're going after. But look at that. Devils, after one, leading 17-10, tied at the second quarter and third quarter, 25 and 36 respectively. Devils come out in the last quarter, win the quarter 26-13, and come away with the victory 62-49 for the victory. Nice stuff.
Oh, gosh. I mean, well, very good first quarter. Second and third quarter, basically even. And then fourth quarter, they came out and, defensively, with the deflections, driving the ball, taking the ball to the hole, shooting free throws. I mean, gosh. What?
8 dimes, 2 steals from the Gem City. Quincy Junior Guard, number 12, Bradley Longcourt.
And Bradley Longcourt gets the MVP of the game. I'm going to tell you what, Keyshawn gets there right there with him, man. He rode. Keyshawn not only had a great game offensively, but on the boards. We're going to get the stats here in a second, and we'll break them down. He just had a game. 10 points in the first quarter. He had 11 in the second quarter. No, hold it. Check that. 10.
Thank you, sir.
19 points for Keyshawn on the ball game. Here I am.
19 and 10.
I'm doing my normal math, and here you got the dang sheets. You got 2 of them or just one?
Just one. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Coach.
There you go.
Well, you know what? Since we're on the numbers, let me go ahead and break it all down here real quick. I like when these come in. My math's always good, but
we got to find somebody.
Yeah, indeed. We'll bring some math major. Again, remember how Rick Hummel started? He followed Mel and El Tappy, so someday they might say, I followed those 2 knuckleheads, Wellman and Pettit, and we'll appreciate that. Hey, the game started this way. Cardinal Ritter, after the Devils hit the first 3 of the ball game, Ralph Wires, I believe, hit that 3. It was a while ago. Cardinal Ritter hit a bucket. Devils built up after an 8-point run, 15-4 in the first quarter, led by 7 after 1, 17-10. We got into the second quarter, and I'll tell you, this team came back, and the last run, 6 points at the end of the half, and it was Cardinal Ritter tied up the Devils 25-25. As you heard Coach Pettit talk, Cardinal Ritter built up a 34-30 lead, Actually, it was, yes. And the Devils went on a 6-point run. It was tied 36-36 after 2 free throws at the end of the quarter by Cardinal Ritter. Then the Devils got after it and really took the ball to the hole and hit their free throws. Last quarter, they were 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for 9. 11 for 11 in the game, and the Devils won the ball game 62-49. Coach, I want to know, I think I found that piece there. We might want to put the extra headset on if you want for Coach when he gets here,
Okay.
as I'll take a look for that. But then let's break down the scoring first of all before I get there. For the Blue Devils, now 15-1. They were led in scoring 19 points out of Keyshawn Thomas, 10 rebounds to boot, 17 from Bradley Longcore, 11 from Ralph Wires, 7 from Tyler Sprick, all in the fourth quarter and important. Tyler hit a couple key ones and hit some free throws there.
Well, he hit the two key shots probably from like 2 minutes to a minute and a half, the big three, and then taking the ball the whole big 5 points that took him from what? 3 up, 4 up to 8, 9 up. So
indeed.
Yes.
So then after Sprick, you had Camden Brown with 6 points, 2 points out of Dom Clay. Cameron Wires got in the game, but did not score. That guy's a big guy, isn't he? On the other side, Cardinal Ritter, they got him at 3 and 8 on here, so they must not have put the Deschennes game on either way. That's fine with us. They were led in the way by Clayton Jackson. He only had 11 points today, 10 points out of Derek Rivers. Dropping down to single digits, Quentin Parker had 7. 5 points from James Porter, the big guy inside. 4 from Nashawn Davis. 4 also from Donovan Meads, the 5'6" point guard who came in for defensive. Oscar Patterson had 4. 2 points from Jalen McClendon, and also 2 points from Mr. Behringer. In the game but not scoring, Jalen Burns. And that was the wrap up there as the final score. Devils win 62-49. Well, Coach, break that one down a little bit more of how much fun that was.
Well, I tell you what, the defensive end, it was 41 or 35-35, going into the fourth quarter, and defensively in the fourth quarter, the Blue Devils put the clamps, on this very talented, talented team from Missouri, and it's like, you play defense like that, you're going to win a whole heck of a lot of games because they got enough firepower and different people stepping up each and every night, with the 17, 18, 20-point games. They've got 4 or 5 people that can do that. So, if you continue to play defense like you have, and hold very athletic, very, offensive-oriented teams, to 49 points, you're going to win a ton of games.
Oh, that's right. This team comes up, by the way, in a couple weeks, or a couple games, I should say. They play Chaminade. So they're going to be matched up against Chaminade. It should be a great one there.
Well, like I was saying earlier, you have between Chaminade, Cardinal Ritter, and Webster Groves, 3 of the top 12 ranked teams in the state of Missouri. So, Quincy High is not backing down from anybody, with the talented group that they have. And they're basically trying to get better to where at the end of the season, hopefully the last game of the year, they play a full 32-minute game and, come away with that big trophy.
I certainly hope so, too. We got a lot of basketball between then, but we've already had the benchmarks. Every benchmark we've talked about as, we played, we broke it all the way down. Start off with your Thanksgiving tournament, get your conference action going, get a couple non-conference in Chaminade and Webster Groves, come back to your conference, go have your Collinsville tournament. Everything's fallen in place. This was a great matchup. You come out of this matchup now, the next benchmark after getting back to the conference, which is Moline and Rock Island, will be East St. Louis, as we found out, and we'll double check the time of that game because it's either going to be 11 or 12:30. Originally, it was an 11 o'clock game. Now it's set for 12:30. We'll get a double check to all of our listeners.
Well, they might move it back to the 7 o'clock game and have the pre-beer, thing. Well, I don't know. Normal West probably going to play in that one, but
I would
still,
think so.
It's one of those things to where, Coach Douglas, scheduling this year with this team, whoever put it together, whether, the AD or Coach Douglas, they're going to challenge this team. And, to be honest with you, this team might lose, might stub their toe a couple more times down the road. But they will learn. This team will learn from that and come out better. So, I like what he's done, with the schedule and playing, heck, the best that you can find to play. Aside from, going down to Texas.
Right, and traveling like Cardinal Ritter
or going down to Florida or, something like that and, spending thousands and thousands of dollars. We're playing the best that we can play. And, gosh, we're holding up very well.
I don't think you're going to clear that with the school board and get off on the road and,
No.
and take off, unless everybody's doing that, and I don't think that's going to happen either. So
I know somebody on the school board, but I'm not going to, pull that card yet.
We missed a happy birthday last month, didn't we? For
yes, we did.
For Todd Pettit.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, I missed something the other night, and I'm glad I did. You were talking about De Niro, and of course Duvall just turned 92 or 94.
Yeah.
We lost one of the Quincy legends on January 1st. This guy, I loved him, and I haven't seen him as much as I did in the earlier days, but Tom Gott, great ball player, made it in the minor leagues, led the league in hitting one year, and Tom was basically here in Quincy. He married, by the way, a lot of people don't know that, Rosemary Morris. The Morris family had 4 brothers, the Morris brothers, one going, of course, in '54 to University of Notre Dame to play, but they were very big impacting. And so you had Kel Gott, and all those guys were related to the Morris family as well. But Tom, big time in the school system, was operating manager, had some of the top titles out there, always a leader and bringing people together. And, of course, I knew him a lot because in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, every day at the Y, he'd be playing basketball, and he wanted you on his team because he knew you were young and good, and he'd pass you the ball. And I tell you, Tom was a lot of fun. And, of course, Don Krim wrote a nice article in Muddy Rivers the other day. In his later years, and I wish I had went out there, he was out at Cedar Crest. Golf wasn't the big thing. It was playing cards, smoking a stogie, and telling stories. So.
Well, I tell you what, he played ball with my dad, in the minor leagues. So, he knew Tom. I played with Gil, in basketball. He was a year older than me. And, great guy.
Our condolences to the family. Of course, Kel was the 3-sport athlete, 1973, I believe. Martha, I did not know. Kylene, of course, remember her. And then, of course, Gil, 1 year ahead of us. So, I thought you saw Coach coming here, and I had to shut up.
No.
By the way, I got your extra headset there, Coach, and just remind me to hit the phantom power button on when we go to that. Coach, of course, is going to have to do some traveling to get to us. We're on the floor, but he's got to go up to the upper deck, and I hope he remembers where we're at. Sometimes I know we mentioned Coach Dance after beating Washington for 3rd place at the State Farm. He said, I got tied up with pictures and the team. Well, when you don't have somebody calling for you in a post-game interview all the time, it's something new. It's all good. And so, and we're glad to be there doing it here. Yeah, just checking some other stats out here. Rebounding stayed pretty much even throughout the ball game, although I didn't like the fact that only 2 offensive rebounds the first half, 13 total on the other side. But a lot of that was heavy crashing the boards, missing their own shots, and some bad bounces, I thought.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, the fourth quarter, when they got down, that's when they ratcheted up the defense, and they did that the second quarter too. When they were down by 10 or by 7 at the end of 1, and they were down a lot more, earlier, they came out with that full court pressure, and Blue Devils at times were having trouble getting the ball in bounds, and you can't do that, especially if it's a 1-2 point game. Now when they start doing that again, gosh, they were already down by 7 or 8, so it made it a little bit different, to where they were a little bit more aggressive. But if you get somebody that comes out, and I look at that with the Blue Devils today, you look at somebody that comes out and does that for the whole 32 minutes, might be a different situation. But once again, that's going to need it. You're going to need a team that's going to go 10, 11 deep and not lose anything. You're taking a 6'5" off the floor. You better have another 6'4", 6'5" to put in, and that's tough to do in high school basketball.
Well, look at that. For the game, it was 28-27 rebounding lead for Cardinal Ritter, but the Devils had 22 defensive rebounds. That was probably the big key there. And the first half, the Devils had taken 26 shots. They got outshot in the second half, 30-16. So, but here's the key stat that I like. Both teams shot free throws well. Cardinal Ritter went 15 for 17 at the line. Devils 11 for 11. But here's the stat that might make the difference. And I know, first of all, 14 assists was awesome. We did have 10 turnovers. But the stat, looking at everything, Devils had 22 field goals compared to 17. So they're up 5 there. They lose by 4 at the free throw line, but 3-point line, 7 for 19. On the other side, 0 for 9 for Cardinal Ritter. You would think a team of this caliber would have the 3. They should be able to shoot, take it to the hole, but maybe so many times they're running and dunking, you know, in that action, or maybe again taking it to the hole, that they're 0 for 9. That kind of shocks me.
Well, hey, tell you
Defense,
what,
though.
well, the Blue Devils with their length, you know, and to be honest with you, a lot of the times, I mean, you've got the, you know, 5'9", 5'10" Ralph Wires out there, but other than that, you got 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" out there, and their man-to-man defense, when they're switching and talking, you know, and communicating, very, very good. You know what I mean? So their length and their athleticism, they make up for a lot, you know, with challenging the shots, and then once again, boxing out, you know. I know they said they got 13 offensive rebounds, but, you know, Keyshawn was a load on the defensive glass. I mean, every time he went up and got the ball, he had 2 of those cats around him, you know, just, you know, beating the heck out of him, so to speak.
And I think,
you know,
I think some of those quick shots, too, were one boom, boom, boom. None of them were great second or third shots.
Yep.
They were just quick tips and everything. We had a lot of defense around them,
Yep.
but they were considered shots and offensive rebounds. But yeah, I really thought the Devils did a great job there. And looking up and down there, there was one other stat I just saw a moment ago. Obviously, we have 14 assists to their 8. That was a key stat out there. And tell you what, that one stat just eluded me there. I'll be darned. Oh, well, it'll come back here before we're all done. 4 minutes almost before. What game do we have coming up here, Coach, as we wait for Coach? Again, he is all the way up. If you're looking at the screen right now, see the American flag. He is up in the upper deck checking out where we're broadcast from, because there isn't a lot of room down here, and it's a lot of laptops and probably a lot of more newspaper than broadcasters, but we're fortunate enough to have a nice spot here. We thank Matt Powers and the whole crew here with the Highland Optimist and the Scott Credit Union. This is a nice gig, and I tell you, we missed it last year when Notre Dame came down here, as that was eliminated from our schedule. I would come down here anytime they're invited.
Anytime, any place, and, you know, next time, you know, hopefully, because, I mean, the games they got coming up, you know, if you want to see some games, you've got, you know, 6:15 tonight, you got Chicago Kenwood playing Normal Community, and Normal Community just lost their first game. I think they're ranked 4th in the state or 5th in the state, and I think Collinsville's 2nd, and I think the Blue Devils are 7th. So you're talking about one hell of a sectional coming up. Now, I don't know where it's going to be, obviously. You know, hopefully it's in Quincy, but, you know, it's one of those things to where that's going to be a great game. Then you got Thornton Township with the #1 player in the state, supposedly Morez Johnson, I believe is his name, 6'9" kid going to Illinois, and they're playing Metamora, who won the 3A championship last year, and then they got this kid that like transferred in. I think his name's Cooper Cook or something like that. He's going to Iowa. So they basically reloaded. And this is Coach Greaves' last year there. So he's going to retire after this year. So that's going to be a heck of a game tonight.
Indeed. Here's Coach Douglas coming down the way here. So I'm going to pass you that headset here, Coach, and let him have that one as soon as he gets here. And double check the Phantom power. Awesome job, as we have to do some double checking here. Doing some equipment. And now joining us, Coach Douglas, of course, brought to you by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai. I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm just going to ask for some comments. Wasn't that, well, I guess that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you go. No, it was, man. This is a great shootout, great environment for our guys to be in, and, you know, going up against a great opponent. You know, this is it's a fun day for us.
Now, you would have never thought in the first quarter we jumped up. We had a good jump out, 17-10. Nobody in here thought that was going to stay that way. They made a nice comeback. We're tied at half. We're tied at the third quarter. But throughout the whole game, I thought the intensity of the Devils on defense and on the boards. I think Keyshawn was possessed underneath the boards. We lost by 1 on the boards. But I really think that and the help defense, when the ball went to the basket, everybody, I saw Tyler had 2 block shots. Everybody was on the ball.
Yeah, no, it was a great team effort defensively, and you have to have those against teams like this. You know, you mentioned
Keyshawn rebounding, and I thought Ralph Wires was massive tonight. You know, the couple that he pulled down over, you know, guys that he's given up 5 inches to, you know, just going up and getting it. We said before the game, you know, this is a game where the dogs are going to win. You know, it takes a junkyard dog to win this type of game. We knew it was going to be a close one, even though we, you know, jumped off to a big lead. You always hope and pray that it stays that way, but you know, against a 2-time state tournament champion team in Cardinal Ritter, they're going to make it close, and you know, our guys were able to pull it out.
Well, and you know, the thing that I looked at was Tyler Sprigg made 2 big plays. You know, he hit the big 3, then he took the ball to the hole, made that, and that was, gosh, you know, back-to-back plays, and I thought that was big tonight.
He was huge. Obviously, for good reason, Brad was the player of the game. I mean, just a phenomenal game by him to handle the pressure the way he did all day long, and still was able to make plays. You know, rebounded the ball, assisted, you know, scored. Just great basketball by him. And Tyler, you know, night and day from the first half to the second half, and really the fourth quarter. We got on him a little bit at halftime and sat him late in the third quarter because he just didn't play with the aggressiveness that we needed. So when we subbed him back in, that was the word. Like, hey, you have 1 or 2 possessions to figure this thing out, but we need you to be aggressive. And he stepped right in and did what he's capable of doing.
And the second thing that I thought that was huge, 11 for 11 for the free throw line second half after going 0 for 0 in the first half. You guys were more aggressive, taking the ball to the hole and you know, just taking it at them instead of, you know, settling for the 3.
Right. No, it was a great job. I mean, you get the right guys at the line, and really with all of our guys, we're confident that they're going to knock down shots. We joked around with Ralph a little bit. He struggled at the free throw line, but stepped in there with confidence. And, you know, for us to hold them to no 3-point field goals either was huge for our group.
You know, looking back at that, Coach, and you talked about Sprigg, that was a good move at that time because Dom was not hitting his shot. He came up short on a shot and long on a shot.
Yeah.
And the confidence was down a little bit, affected him a little bit on a defensive play down here, and you put Sprigg in, and Sprigg immediately, you know, sewed up the defense.
Yeah, he did, and you know, everybody has their moments, you know, and mistakes are going to be made. You're playing against, you know, 5 guys that can do something offensively. It's not easy, but you know, I thought team defense from first half, really second quarter to second half was a big shift. You know, we started switching everything out top instead of trying to fight through screens, which was great for our guys to have that type of confidence to step up and guard. Didn't matter who it was to guard, and you know, just made plays when we needed to.
Communication
big time,
on the defensive end.
You know, you can't be a great defensive team. You can be a good or a solid, but you're not going to be great defensively if you don't communicate. And they really hung their hat on that in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun Saturday and Sunday to enjoy. Of course, we got to get back to work. We've got Moline and Rocky next week, but what a day to have fun.
It is, man. It's a great trip. Early, you know, got up early. Kids and wife were all knocked out snoring. Hello to them if they're listening. But, no, it's just great. It's a great weekend. You play against top competition, which is what you want. You want to be battle-tested, and our guys are definitely getting that this year.
Good job on this benchmark.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Back to the conference.
Thank you, guys.
Later, man.
And, of course, that's Andy Douglas. His comments are brought to you by and powered by Quincy Honda and Quincy Hyundai. Coach, you want your set back there? Oh, QHS, I'm sorry. I still like Quincy, and when I'm busy trying to do the camera and all these other things, I'm going to put the camera back here on the action here while we wrap stuff up. I wanted to at least show you and Coach. I didn't want to see my head in that action here. So, but no, anytime you can come down here, I'll tell you what, I'll be saying, and that's a sign for advertising and promoting, when you can still be saying something a long time after it's been changed. So, but yes, powered by QHS Honda and QHS Hyundai. Get out to see them. I'll tell you what, this was a good one today and a fun one to get up early. And
well, hey, I tell you what, when you have two good basketball teams going at it, you know, butting heads, you know, getting after each other, it doesn't get any better than this. And, you know, luckily the Blue Devils ended up on top today. I mean, we play 10 times. Blue Devils might win 6, and, you know, Cardinal Ritter might win 4. You know what I mean? So it's one of those games where you take care of your business, and gosh, it was fun.
Indeed. Now for Mecca Sports, we'll be here still on the weekend because tomorrow the Devils, it's the female version, they'll be traveling. Boy, that guy went hard to hold. They'll be over to Columbia at Columbia College. A 1 o'clock game against Columbia Battle will be a great ball game out there. We'll have it right here with meccasportsco.com, and looking forward to that. Looking forward to the new arena over there at Columbia, and looking forward to watching a little bit of this. But that game went fast too, Coach. I looked down after our post game, and it's only 1:30.
We got to get over. We're going to watch the QND Lady Raiders. I don't know if we'll get on or not, but
we'll go over there and watch them play against the modern day team, and that should be a fun one.
Well, the modern day team is ranked second in 2A, if I'm not mistaken, and the Lady Raiders are ranked fourth in 3A. So, yeah, that should be a heck of a ball game over there.
Well, we saw a good one here. Coach, thank you so much. Last thoughts on this game?
Gosh, I'm looking forward here. I'm looking forward to the next week because, once again, the Blue Devils will be tested, with two of the premier teams in the Western Big Six with Rock Island and Moline. So, they jump out of the fire into the pan, so to speak, and, we'll see how they, stack up against them. But, I love what I saw tonight, and, if they keep improving like they have been, this is going to be a fun rest of the season.
And it's a fun day here on this first Saturday of January the 6th as the Devils come down here to the Highland Optimist Scott Credit Union with a big victory over Cardinal Ritter, one of the premier teams out of St. Louis. The final score, it's Quincy High 62, Cardinal Ritter 49. And I'm Jeff Wellman for Dave Pettit. Glad you could come out and join us. You've been listening to Blue Devil Basketball on meccasportsco.com. Have a great day, everyone.